So I've heard some of y'all might need help with this game. Don't worry, Daddy Burrito is here for you today. So yeah, I've been playing this game quite frequently on my stream on Twitch, and I can see a couple of questions just coming back quite often. I decided to do a whole video about it today. Hopefully I can answer all of your questions, and yeah, if anything, you can always come by my stream and ask for more questions. It's always a pleasure to see you guys there. So first, you will finish the tutorial, the beautiful tutorial that will tell you everything about this game. However, at the end of the tutorial, they will ask you which character you want. You get a free SSR unit at the end of the tutorial, and you can pick and choose whichever SSR unit is the best for you. However, a lot of people are wondering which SSR unit is just the best in general, and the short answer is Leon. So currently there's a lot of units that are pretty good. There's Estelle, that is a pretty good healer. There's Leon, there's a really good DPS. There's also Velvet, that is a really good DPS. And you got Ruti, that is a really good support because she just breaks the defense of everyone just on the first turn. And that's really fucking good. However, at a certain point of the game, you'll get some metal from doing a bunch of raid. And by doing some metal, you will get to pick and choose Memoria Stone. And it's fine if you don't know what Memoria Stone is for now. That's perfectly okay. But basically, Memoria Stone are just stuff that you put on your character to buff him when it comes to his HP, defense, and attack. And you got Judas that you can get with a bunch of metal. And you can get Judas a bunch of times if you want. You can get him like 6,000 times if you want, if you have enough metal. And Judas is so good when it comes to his attack, and it synergizes really good with Leon. It is so good that some people have even got Leon to 9,000 attack, which is totally insane. It is insane. So even though there's other pretty good DPS in the game, like Velvet, which is the one that I selected first, I would say Leon is pretty much the best DPS you can get from the selected summon. And I would say that it's better to get a DPS first than like a support or a healer or a tank, because at first it doesn't really matter if you can sustain like forever. If you don't do any fucking damage, just not gonna advance whatsoever in the game. After that, a lot of people are asking about Memoria Stone. So what the fuck is Memoria Stone, you would say? So Memoria Stone are a little bit complex, but you have your main stone that you can put on your character that will synchronize depending on the character. And you have the substone. So, with the main stone, you want to try to have like the highest level main stone. So level 90, 100, sometimes 80. So also, as you can see with my Leon, what you want is a Memoria Stone that fit not only in the element, but also the type that the character is. So Leon right there, dual sword, Judas dual sword, both dark character. So they get a huge buff in attack. So you can see all of my character goes in between like 3,000 to like 5,000 when it comes to defense and attack. But Mad Lad Leon, fucking 6,500. But again, this is not the worst I've seen. Like I've seen some Leon that are just like juiced up like a motherfucker. Like crazy insane Leon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the main stone. You want to like something that synchronizes with your character, but you want also like have the Memoria Stone as highest level as possible. And after that, Substone. Substone are a little bit more complicated. So right now I got my beautiful, glorious Leon with all of his glory at 6,200 attack, which is not perfect. You can see here, it's because of my substone. Right now, if you click on my substone, it says that I have 584 attack. Which, again, I confirm. And it's not a lot of attack. It seems like I'm losing a lot of attack compared to right here, where when I click on my substone, it says that I actually have like 260 attack. But when I go back to my Leon, I do have more attack on him. I have 6,500. What the fuck, you would say? What the fuck? I have less attack on my substone, but when I look on my character, I have a bigger buff from my substone. That doesn't make sense. And it's not like my other character that would give more attack to him. So basically, if you have a bunch of like substone that are the same type and the same element, you'll get a bigger buff from them. Especially when it comes to the same type. This is super important. If you have like 9 substone that are the same type, you get a huge buff from it. You can check on the wiki, you'll see the breakdown of which type give which type of bonus. But basically, the more of the same type you have, the better will be the bonus. And it doesn't really matter if it's the same Memoria Stone. You can see right here, there's 2 different Memoria Stone, but I still get a huge bonus from the little bunch. It really doesn't matter as long as it's the same type. After that, so those 2 are pretty much the 2 most frequently asked questions I've got. But I would say that in general, I would recommend to look at the wiki. Look at the beautiful wiki that has been built by the community. There's a lot of information in there that's super fucking important, like the beginner's guide. I would say even now, I looked at it like 2 days ago and I learned some shit about the game. It's super useful. There's a lot of information that's super important. Just looking at the wiki in general, just not the guide. There's a lot of information that you can get from the wiki that will give you a better idea about the game and just overall tips and tricks on how to build the best team. After that, you know everything about the game. You're a big brain player. You know what to do. You know what type of comm you want. What do? There's a lot of fucking content in this game. There's a lot of things you can do. There's arena, there's raid, there's quests. What the fuck do you do first? Not only that, but when you go on quests, there's story, limited quests, Phantom Tower, and the God quest, and the power of quests. There's a lot of fucking shit you can do. What the fuck am I supposed to do as a beginner player? What should I focus on? Well, basically, nothing will really be open as long as you don't really complete some part of the storyline. So, definitely focus on the main story right from the get-go. Try to beat as much as you can of the main story before struggling. And then when you start struggling, start looking at the power-up quest to just power up your character and level. After that, what I would recommend is definitely try to ascend 1 or 2 of them. Definitely your SSR character, most definitely Leon in this case if you want to ascend him first, or if you have another SSR unit. But to ascend a character, I would recommend to definitely look at the limited quests. From the limited quests, you can see that if you get the reward from the exchange page, you get a lot of material to ascend a character. And that's way easier to get them from there than from raid in general. Because raid, they can be long and they can be extremely random. When you do the limited quest, you know for a fact that you will get the material that you want. Obviously, material you get from the limited quests are not always the material that you need for your specific character. Some events are more focused for wind character, or some of them are more focused for water character, and sometimes you need to upgrade dark character. But I still would recommend to look at them, because as it says in the name, it's a limited quest, so you don't have a lot of time to do them. Definitely try to stock up on the material that you can from those quests, and then up you go. You have a decent team, you send some of your character, you did a decent amount of the story. So should you do arena at this point? Well, it depends on the level of your character. If you're 70, 80, sometimes even 90 at this point, I would definitely recommend to try a little bit of the arena. But if you're struggling to get to level 70, if you have most of your character level 50, 60, don't do arena. It's way too complicated, way too hard. It's kind of a waste of your time at that point. Try to focus on really building up the best team first, and then maybe look into the arena. Arena is definitely something you want to do when you get to like higher level. It's not really worth it if you just do arena and you lose a bunch of time. It's kind of like discouraging also. So you definitely want to try to build up the best team, then try to do the arena. Also, if you do arena, keep in mind that there's a huge advantage to do arena, because your enemy will be AI, but you will be able to control your character. So the fact that you're playing against an AI, it's kind of a huge advantage. Also, you will always start first. So often with those 2 advantages, you will be able to beat people that are way better than you, but it doesn't matter. They're AI, then they cannot control their character. So overall, arena, when you get to a decent team, can be sometimes easy. I don't want to say it's always easy, because definitely you can seeing some really juiced up team. But yeah, it's really fun to do arena, but don't try to rush it. So that's pretty much it. If you have any other question, you can ask them down below. Or you can ask a streamer, or you can ask me. It's always fun to see you in my chat on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's really fun. We are growing bits by bits on Twitch. And yeah. So we'll see each other next time. Peace!